literally me characters. These are characters in fiction for the past 2 years around so have been uprising in like everywhere you look. This is because audience find these characters to be very relatable, even though some are good and others are very, very evil. Some of these characters are in books and others are just in more psychological thrillers. Some of these characters are featured in war films. Other characters are featured in more underdog films. These characters are often in memes, I'd like to say. These are mostly jokes. No one should be taking literally me characters seriously because a lot of these are, I'm just going to say, they're all psychotic. All the characters mostly are psychotic. Some are just comic books. And some, I don't even understand how they're literally me characters. I do have a list. This list does not feature every single one, but it basically features the main ones. And this is least evil to most evil, even though they're all pretty controversial. Starting with the Batman 2022. I didn't want to do the Batman from 2005, Batman Begins, because, well, we're going to be doing American Psycho, and they're basically the same character and the same actor. Well, no, they're not, but still, they're very similar. But this Batman from 2022 is a lot darker. He does not show off like the 2005 Batman. This Batman is a lot more aggressive, a lot more violent, a lot more scarred. Not much colors going on around this character. I will say this is the least evil character on this list just because, number one, he is a superhero. Superheroes are supposed to be good. And also because everyone wants to be Batman. Like, Driver from the movie Drive in 2011. This character is seemingly to be antisocial. This character wants to be a hero. This character seems to be bored with his own life, so what he does is he gets involved in another family's personal problems. That's not why he's on this list. Is he evil? No, he is not. He's, again, one of the least evil characters on this list. But I will say what makes him, I guess, controversial is the fact that he does work in crime. While being a stuntman during the day, he is basically a getaway driver at night. But again, he wants to be good. Does not mean he's evil at all. Then we have the guy from Falling Down, Defense. This character, I will say, is very controversial. He is evil in a manner that it gets worse and worse throughout the day. This character tries to have an excuse that he's being lied to by the world, when in reality he's just being crazy. Like, for him, everything is Fortnite, everything is GTA in real life. He picks up weapons along the way and kills people, kills some innocent characters actually, kills quite a few innocent characters, which does make him evil. And yes, is he the most interesting? I'd say so. I'd say that he's pretty interesting as a character. Next, we have Taxi Driver. I wanted to put Taxi Driver after Falling Down just because I do think that although they're both pretty much the same character, they both don't like other people, they don't like the world that they live in. Taxi Driver does not really... I just think he's kind of psychotic. Now, a lot of people would think he's psychotic just because he's very obsessive, but also, yes, he does want to become a superhero, but that does not mean he's not evil. He's pretty bad, but he's definitely not the worst. I'd say that Taxi Driver does have PTSD. He does kill innocent people, a few innocent people, and he likes to keep, his killings mostly to people who he believes deserves it, which makes him pretty bad. Tyler Durden, this character from Fight Club, who is not real, is still going to be considered a character in this list just because he is the influencer for the narrator. Tyler Durden is considered an actual villain. If you go to any Wikipedia, he is the villain of Fight Club. Tyler Durden is basically causing an entire revolt. He does crash the entire economy. Like he crashes the economy, which is pretty bad. And he just commits all these crimes. He commits a bunch of crimes. That's all I have to say. He threatens to kill some people. He does actually threaten to kill someone. And he leads a bunch of people to get killed in the process, which makes him pretty bad. Not the worst, though. Scarface. Similar to almost none of the characters on this list, Scarface is pretty much a gangster. Scarface is a gangster. Tony Montana is a gangster, which says enough. Yes, gangsters, I guess, are bad, depending on what they do, especially if they're committing crimes. That's why they're pretty much called gangsters. This character actually kills people. It's a story about just a criminal. I mean, I don't know how he's a literally me character, but I also don't know how a lot of these characters are literally me characters. I will say it's basically the adventures of someone who wants to make money. Walter White from Breaking Bad. This character, I will say, I guess is similar to Scarface because they're in a business selling drugs. I mean, this character is one of the most evil on this list, but I did not want to put him at the end because I think there are characters way worse than him. He does start as a good guy and end up as a villain, like a lot of these characters on this list, actually. He is considered to be one of the most evil protagonists in all of fiction. I will say that there's a whole list of crimes he commits. I won't explain them. You can look them up. It's like there's actual lists of crimes that he committed, child endangerment, and so on and so on. The list just keeps going on. I will say he's bad. Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is very antisocial. He's very alien-like. And I could kind of understand why people would make memes out of Nightcrawler. Like, he's literally me. I don't know how to talk to people type memes. But I will say, this character is bad. And it was hard putting this character somewhere, because I didn't know if I would put him at the very end of the list or in the middle, because he is so evil, but he has serious mental issues. He has mental issues. I don't think he would be like this if he didn't have some sort of disorder. Going along with this, he commits many crimes, and I think that says enough for this character. Joker. Again, a very tough character. I did not know if I should put him at the end or in the middle. He is similar to Tyler Durden because he does start riots and revolts, and he influences a lot of people to do really bad things. In this movie, you do feel lots of sympathy and empathy for this character. He gets bullied throughout the whole entire movie, and that's what makes this movie so disturbing. People had to leave the theaters. I will say, again, he's back here because he's literally the Joker. He's Joker. Joker's bad. He's one of the most famous villains of all time. Everyone knows who Joker is. Everyone knows that Joker kills people and that he commits crimes. That's why he's here. That's the whole reason for this placement of Joker. Even though this movie does give him a lot of sympathy, he's still a pretty bad person in the comics, and that just says a lot about his character. Anton Chigurh, No Country for Old Men. This character is very infamous. I'm pretty sure you know about this character and how he is just the most psychotic, most accurate prediction of a psychopath of all time. Like, many psychologists have reviewed a bunch of psychological thrillers, and they all agree this is the most accurate portrayal of a psychopath, not a sociopath. That's Nightcrawler. Just to get that clear, this character is a psychotic, and he does not have any, like, consideration or empathy for others. He treats people like animals. He treats people like cattle, if that makes sense. He kills people with an oxygen tank. Just to let you know, he is no feelings whatsoever. And he has his own rules. American Psycho, Patrick Bateman. I think 1999 this movie came out. We all know he is like the face of Literally Me characters. He is the staple of Literally Me characters. The poster boy of Literally Me characters. I think he was like the first Literally Me character to be brought up in memes. I don't think it was Blade Runner. I think it was American Psycho. Everyone knows the memes. He is simply not there. And if you see the movie, you know that he is a really bad person because he's a killer. He's a killer, and I want to say selfish. I want to also say this movie is very violent. Don't show little kids this movie. Don't watch this movie with your grandma or your little cousin. It's a very tough movie to watch if you're not used to watching horror movies. But yeah, I guess people relate to this character because it's funny. The memes, I don't think anyone takes this character seriously. And finally, last but not least, the most evil character, Literally Me character of all time, the Homelander. Homelander is Homelander, okay? He does whatever he wants. He commits crimes. He commits crimes against humanity. He commits war crimes. He literally commits war crimes. Like, he's also pretty lazy. He just lasers people at this point. Like, if you pay attention to his character, he only, like, lasers people. And he has psychotic traits. Real psychotic traits. Like, if you watch The Boys, I don't even need to explain. Homelander is a bad guy. And yeah, that's the whole list of good to evil.